Hello everybody and welcome to Comic Book Wednesdays for November 27th, 2013. First off, let me apologize for no Comic Book Wednesday last week. I was busy in another country for most of the week, so unfortunately I couldn't really do anything about it, so I do apologize for that. But we only missed out on one comic, which I will get to. But before that, let's look at this. It is the 2013 Comic Shop News Holiday Guide. They give you a nice look at what to pick up for every person that is in comics. Really, if you're interested in whoever you're interested really in comics and all that. So definitely it is a good read. And again, it shows you all the graphic novels that will definitely be a high priority to get. Because definitely they are, I have to agree. And at the end, they have a great list of gift ideas. So, definitely, here's a little checklist. Definitely, you can look at it. Definitely, I'm not going to get into it because I'm too lazy to. But these are definitely, classic books and newer books that have come out. Definitely to look at to, get an idea of what you want. But, yeah, that's the Christmas special. See if your local comic shop has comic shop news, and then you can check it out. But let's look at the books for this week. And last week. Last week, we just had Harley Quinn #0, which had a lot of controversy behind it with one story that wasn't going to be appropriate, and luckily it's not in here. But this is a great little story. Zero. It's just about Harley Quinn starting up her book. And I'm hoping that the story is just I hope it's better, because Harley Quinn is she's a great character and you don't want to fuck her up. So, but I hear the story is great because it's just Harley Quinn going through different artists and making fun of them in a way. I mean, you have great artists on here too. You have Art Baltazar, which is a funny one. Tony S. Daniel's a good one. Bruce Timm, who is awesome. Jim Lee? Yeah, Jim Lee. You got Jim Lee doing a page, or maybe two. Don't know. And then you got Chad Hardin, who's going to be the Harley Quinn artist in the upcoming issue. So, it's a nice little introduction to her. And I hear it's really funny and stuff. But let's move on to this week. So this week we only had 2 books come out. So I did pick up a classic book. Batgirl #1 from the New 52. Yeah, Batgirl. The Gail Simone written Batgirl. I hear that the start of this series was kind of off and slow, but it was really good at the same time. You just gotta give it a chance. And I already gave Batgirl a chance, and I think it's a great series with Gail Simone writing it. Other than the fact that issue number 25 wasn't that good, but that wasn't Gail Simone's fault because she wasn't writing it. But I'm very interested to see how this goes, because I love Gail Simone, I love Batgirl, I definitely can't wait for this. Next, we have Injustice Gods Among Us #11. Now, we already had the annual come out this month, which was huge. It was all about Lobo and Harley Quinn together, which is pretty crazy. But now, this is just back to the regular story of everyone trying to fight each other. And it looks really bad. As you can see, Batman and Green Lantern are having a fight. Black Canary and Wonder Woman are in kind of a showdown. Captain Atom and Cyborg in it. And then you can see right here, Green Arrow's going at it with Superman. And I don't think things are going to go good for Green Arrow, I'll be honest. But Tom Taylor has not disappointed me yet with this series, so I'm definitely cannot wait for this book. But finally, I think the biggest book for this week is The Flash #25. It's a 0-year tie-in. It's Francis Manapul and Brian Brusetto. Yeah, I got that last name totally butchered, but it doesn't matter. I cannot wait to read this book because this is going to be interesting. They've done a great job with The Flash, and slowly their run's ending. I believe, because they're switching over to Detective Comics, which is very cool because Detective Comics sucks right now. So it could definitely use their help. So yeah, I can't wait to read it, to be honest. So, I'm hoping that it's good, and I hope Batman's actually in a kind of way. But this is before I don't know. It might be before or after the Flash gets hit with the electricity and all that stuff. Maybe doesn't matter. I want to just get a good, interesting Barry Allen story in there. So yeah. With that being said, that's the comics for this week. Now, in about 5 to 10 seconds, you're gonna see me, and I'm gonna look a bit different, and you'll see why. So, switch to me. Let's talk. Wait a minute. Something different about me. You brushed your teeth for once. Now, obviously, this is all missing, and I do brush my teeth every day, twice a day. So screw you guys. Yeah, shave my head. Cause for purposes. No, none of your business. None of your business. Nah, it's just for something I'm doing for other things. So that's the best I'm gonna give you for an answer. But let's talk about the books. I have to admit, books were pretty good. Definitely wasn't missing much from last week with Harley Quinn. Because it was the only book I was actually going to pick up. Because originally I was going to get Batman 66 and Birds of Prey along with it. However, 66 I'm kind of done with in a way. I feel like I had a run with it. And Birds of Prey, it was a 0-year tie-in, but I wasn't really interested into it. So I'm fine. But why not we talk about the Harley Quinn numero 0? Yes, let's. I thought it was great, be honest. I thought it was a great introduction into this new series for Harley Quinn. Definitely, the jokes with the artists are funny. I definitely was very surprised at what they could do with the jokes. Definitely. Harley Quinn is definitely breaking the fourth wall. Definitely kind of like a Deadpool thing in a way, but then again, Harley Quinn is very awesome, so she could do whatever she wants. She's, goddamn, she's just excellent. Definitely all the artists put their works together and do some really funny things with their artwork with Harley. So yeah, and I'm interested to see what happens next with Harley Quinn, because I know she's going into the roller derby next month. She's beginning that, so Harley Quinn #1, that roller derby thing is going to begin. So yeah, I'm definitely glad I did read Harley Quinn, and honestly, I can't wait for more. Harley's just a great character. Let's move on to this week's stuff. First, we're going to quickly talk about Batgirl numero 1. Yeah, this came out back in 2011, and I got it. I think for a launch book, at the time, it's a really good launch book, definitely. Introduces people back into the Batgirl story, and gets people into the know with Batgirl as well. What kind of happened with her? How did she get her legs back? Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. How did she get her legs back working after the Joker? What fears does she have after? Because there's this is kind of a major arc with her getting back into the field and the transition from getting paralyzed and becoming this character of Batgirl. How's that going to affect her? It really does in a way. And I have to admit, it's a really cool storyline. And I'm probably going to pick up the trade, even though I have this first issue. I have the first issues for a couple things that I have the trades for. Justice League #1, I have the trade for. Action Comics #1, I don't have the trade for it. However, I have #1, so it doesn't matter. There are a couple other books that I think I have the #1s for. I have a couple older Batman books that I know are older, but no big deal. Excuse me. Yeah, I just random books that I have trades for, but it's like I have the comics too, just to keep one-on-one, I guess. It doesn't matter, but I definitely want to read more. I want to start from the beginning till now, even though I do know what happens in between. I'll be honest, as I've already read The Death of the Family. I've also read the 0-year tie-in, so I have a good idea what Batgirl's going through. But let's get into the real stuff for this week. What was the real stuff? First, we have Injustice numero 11. Why do I keep saying numero? Who knows? Great issue, like always. Tom Taylor, you always do a good job. I'm speaking today. What I really enjoyed about this issue is that it really caused a different dilemma for all these characters to go through. You know, Batman at the beginning, he calls the president and tells him to put up this scheme so they can get Superman and find out what Superman's planning with all the other regime. What are they planning? And you know, so Black Canary and Green Arrow are teamed up as well. And clearly, you can kind of tell this takes place after the annual too, because Green Arrow, something happens to Green Arrow at the end of this issue. If you played the game, you know it. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna spoil it anyway because hell, the game's been out since April, so that's clearly a good 7-month distance. Yeah, Green Arrow dies. Okay, this is the issue where Green Arrow dies, just like how Nightwing died earlier. This is the issue where Green Arrow dies, and oh my gosh, is his death not... Oh man, it's not pretty. I'll tell you that. He goes out like a badass at the same way. He takes his chance, but like, oh my gosh, you do not want to be in the position he is when he dies, because like, you get... Ah man, that'd be a really painful death, I'll tell you that for sure, but... yeah, he sacrifices his life basically to get this pill, to get the super pill, which they explain in the game, basically gives you the ability to fight super beings like Superman and Wonder Woman, and not like break your bones and actually have a chance against them if you're just a mere mortal. Which is really cool, because you get to see that definitely in the Harley Quinn book. I mean, not the annual when Lobo comes in and tries to get it, and then Harley Quinn takes it, and you get to see what she's like with it. Definitely, we know that they need it, because there's no way they go against Superman, and if Green Arrow would have been able to took one, maybe he would have had a chance, but unfortunately, no. And on the cover, it shows Wonder Woman and Cyborg fighting, but unfortunately, no. Also, I don't know how it works, because in the game, Martian Manhunter's alive. In the comics, he just died in the last issue, and they explained that here that he died, but somehow he's alive in the game. Don't know how that works. Captain Atom goes out like a badass in a way. He tries to fight Superman, and it doesn't turn out good. Same with he fights Wonder Woman at the same time. Yeah, and Catwoman and Black Canary and Batman have to go back to their Batcave. But it was a really interesting story, definitely. Dramatic in a lot of ways. Unbelievably dramatic in a lot of ways, I'll tell you that for sure. But finally, we have my biggest book of the week, just because it's a zero-year tie-in, The Flash, number 25. And I actually said number this time. So, again, this takes place in the zero-year storyline. Has nothing to do with the current story that's going on in Flash, which I have no idea what it is. It has nothing to do with his superpowers, because he's just a mere man in this storyline. So he goes over to Gotham because they need help. So he's helping out with crimes over there. He just graduated from being a crime expert, whatever they call it. I don't know the name of it, I'll be honest. Yeah, so Flash is now one of them. He's working with the young Harvey Bullock, if anyone knows who that is, because I do. He works in the Gotham Police Department. So they get to work together. There's great chemistry between them. And there's also an introduction to an Iris West. And if you're familiar with the Flash series, you know who that is, definitely. We all know who that is. So, we get to see their connection together. Iris and Barry. Also see Harvey and Barry. And we also get to see the troubles of the police force during this whole time, and how they're trying to get around with what's going on in Gotham. I really, really enjoyed this one, definitely. It was different for me because I'm not really into the Flash, even though I do have, I have a trade. I have the first trade of the New 52 for Flash, so, you know, if I ever want to pick up the first comic of Flash, I don't need to, but I can if I want to. Yeah, definitely, I really, really liked this one, definitely. It was definitely different. And Flash has to go through a lot of different things. Also, they have to work against this drug that apparently sets you on fire if you don't, like, if you don't get up, apparently. I don't know. They don't really explain it, but, like, you get set on fire, like, quickly if you take so much of it. And definitely, yeah, it's different. Also, there's the trouble with the police force, how they have the police, they're doing bad things, and yet when they die, they're trying to be recognized for good. And so that's the kind of conflict with the police force. But overall, definitely liked it. Plus, it was good to see Francis Manapul and Brian Brusello working together on the story, and then having two different artists, one being Francis Manapul, work on the art. Because, yeah, it was really cool that they both kind of thought of the story, and this definitely got things from Zack Snyder. Unfortunately, no Batman. So, but I really did enjoy it. So, that being said, what was better, Injustice or Flash? Because I don't need to go into Harley Quinn. That was the best for last week because it was the only book. I didn't take up 2 classic books because I knew I was picking up a classic book this week. So, what did I think was the best? Well, to be honest, I think that in second place was Injustice, Gods Among Us, number 2. I was going to say 2. Number 11. There's 2 1s. We could, like, if you had the 2 eyes, but that's Roman numerals. And we're not doing Roman numerals. We're doing 11. But yeah, I thought the story was great. The conflict was there. It's great. It built up suspense. There are a couple issues I had with characters, and the cover kind of misleading in a way because it wasn't a showdown. It was just more of a fight, and that was it. But I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But I really enjoyed the Flash more. I just thought the story was more gripping. The artwork was definitely there. The connection to the Zero storyline definitely fit in there. Even though it wasn't really related around it, it still fit perfectly in there. But it's one of the best Zero Year tie-ins, along with like Nightwing or Green Arrow. These 3 are probably my favorites. Flash, Nightwing, and Green Arrow are definitely my 3 favorite of the Zero Year tie-ins that came out this month. They flowed in. All of them flowed in differently, but they all flowed in great for their own purposes. And definitely Flash is Flash is in the top 3. I just thought that if it worked for what the environment was, it helped get Flash in this Gotham environment where the crime was really bad. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, really much. But why don't we stop talking about this week, and why don't we go into next week? And I'll talk about next week, how there's difficulties with next week, I'll be honest. Next week, Wednesday, I have no idea what this is going to do. Because I have to go to school in the morning, and then immediately after, I have to go to training for work. And immediately after that, I volunteered to do some Christmas caroling. I know, people still Christmas carol around, guys. I'll be honest. I wanted to do it because it sounded like fun, and I really like Christmas, and plus it's after Thanksgiving, so I'm okay with doing it. Yeah, I'm okay with caroling after Thanksgiving. Don't start doing it before Thanksgiving, because that really pisses me off. Especially when you're at the mall and you see all the decorations for Christmas. It's like, wait for Thanksgiving to be over, guys. Seriously, wait a day. At least Black Friday you can start decorating. However, yeah. So, it might be difficult to do because of all that conflict. I'll be honest, it might. But, you know, I'm going to tell you the books anyway. Unfortunately, if there isn't an episode next week, I do apologize. I'm going to figure out if I can get something out there. And I apologize for no video. Last week, in a different country, you're kind of busy. So, unfortunately, that's how it works. So, next week, though. Batman Superman number 6. I really enjoyed the last issue. Except for the fact that was horizontal. Hopefully, they just completely scrapped that idea for the next one. Because that was really stupid. And the storyline is definitely great. And we're going to see Mongol in it now, which will be really cool. Mongol's definitely a cool character. Plus, I'm happy to say this, they announced one of their tie-ins for next year in February and March. Batman Superman is tying in with World's Finest, which means Huntress and Power Girl. So we're going to see those 2 books back to back, like 8, 8, 9, 9, and they're going to have a little event thing, a little side thing going on. It was really cool because I really do enjoy World's Finest right now. Unfortunately, I don't pick it up. I read it in the store. I'm slowly trying to pick it up. probably issue by issue. Again, I have issue number 1 over somewhere. Again, this room is full of comics on the wall, all over the place. So World's Finest can be anywhere in this room. It might even be up. Oh, actually, no, it's not up here. I know that, but I have no idea if you all saw any of that. Hello, but yeah, World's Finest is somewhere in the room. But yeah, I'm slowly picking it issue by issue, and they do have issue 2 and issue 3 and issue 4 and issue 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically, they have every issue. So maybe every single classic issue, I probably pick up World's Finest. However, the issue with that is most of them are variant covers. I don't know why. I don't know why they decided to put World's Finest as a variant like comic. Well, at the beginning they did for some reason, but that's just their idea. But it's going to be a little bit more pricey, so unfortunately I might not pick them up like every week or something. I might do something different. This week I picked up a DC classic, so possibly next week I'll pick up a Marvel classic. Speaking of Marvel, I want to tell you the other book that comes out next week is Avengers Annual number 1. So, Infinity's over. Is this going to tie into any of that? Hopefully not, because I have no idea what's going on. Even though Infinity ended today, personally, don't care. I kind of got tired of Infinity after issue 4. It just seemed to be dragging on a little bit, and it wasn't really in my taste. Marvel's events haven't really fulfilled me. Age of Ultron was really interesting for what the concept was, but it didn't really satisfy my needs, except for, well, Avengers AI, which I stopped collecting because personally I thought I was done with it. Had a great couple of first issues, and then I was like, hey, I'll stop here. The story is good. I'm gonna let it go. That's that. But yeah, definitely a great series. Avengers AI, I definitely recommend it. But Avengers Annual number 1, I wonder how that's gonna be. Who knows? But yeah, again, probably picking up an a Marvel kind of classic. A Marvel Now book, probably pick up maybe Daredevil, because they did have the couple issues before the issue I picked up last. I don't know, I'm going to look at it, but again, if you want to leave in the comments below, and I won't answer the comments because I don't like Google+, and I still have not gone over to the Google+ side. Yeah, I don't want to get one. Yeah, but definitely either message me or leave in the comments below what types of classic books you want me to get, DC and Marvel, whatever you feel floats your boat. And that's it for this Comic Book Wednesday, surprisingly. Last thing before I go, I did a podcast with MCMG Videos a week or so ago. Go check that out, number 20. Definitely awesome video, Tom. He took the time with me to talk, and yeah, we talked. I say we talked for a bit while, so we had a good talk, definitely, about, different things, different topics, and I had my say in things. So, with that being said, though, this is Sonic Fable. I will see you possibly next week for comics.